Quick announcement before we get started. Our landlord has decided to not renew the lease, so we're selling a bunch of manga and magic cards over on eBay. Link down below to help support my family and help us get into a new place. Prices are reasonable, unless you want to be generous, of course. Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was inspired by last week's Commander Horizons 3 stream. Modern Horizons 3. Today's deck is led by Grist, Voracious Larva. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Grist, Voracious Larva is a 1-mana 1/2 legendary insect with Death Touch. Whenever it or another creature enters the battlefield under our control, if it entered from our graveyard or was cast from our graveyard, we may pay a green. If we do, we exile Grist and then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Grist, the Plague Swarm, is a legendary planeswalker with 3 starting loyalty. We may add 1 loyalty to create a 1/1 green and black insect creature token, then mill 2 cards. If any of the milled cards was black, we put a Death Touch counter on the token. We may remove 2 loyalty to destroy target artifact or enchantment. Finally, we may remove 6 loyalty. If we do, for each creature on our graveyard, we create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 1/1 black and green insect. I love flipwalkers, and the fact that we're getting 5 of them in this set means that I was able to do 1 a day all week. Also, the fact that they're all 2 colors brings me joy. Yes, you heard that right. They are all 2 colors. Want proof? Here you go. If you flip Grist Voracious Larva over into Grist the Plague Swarm and zoom into that little dot right there, you can see that it has both green and black. This dot here is to denote the color identity of a card that has no mana symbols. This means that Grist Voracious Larva has a Golgari color identity, which means that this will be a Golgari graveyard deck. The type of gameplay encouraged by our commander is to dump creatures into our graveyard, either by mill or discarding or even tutoring directly into the graveyard, and then reanimating them. Or turn them all into 1/1 green and black insect tokens. Now, I know there's a lot of great cards in green that help us make extra counters or extra tokens, but I wanted to keep this deck list around a $300 budget, so none of those are in here. This is a more casual, fun deck. We'll still win some games, but don't expect to go toe-to-toe at a CEDH table with this deck. Before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. One of my favorite products Ultimate Guard has is their Xenoskin Sidewinder. The Sidewinder has a soft microfiber lighting as well as the rugged Xenoskin shell we've all come to love. While the Sidewinder isn't exactly a new product, they are now available in the beautiful 2-tone Synergy series, like this blue-red one seen here. Find it if your local game store carries Ultimate Guard products, or click on the link down below to order yourself one from Amazon. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm going to be streaming on Musings by Danon as well as Twitch. It'll mostly be Final Fantasy XIV, but you're more than welcome to pop in and talk about Commander. Honestly, about half my streams are spent talking about manga, anime, or Commander. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Verdant Catacombs, Misty Rainforest, Marsh Flats, Overgrown Tomb, Undergrowth Stadium, Deathcap Glade, Woodland Cemetery, Underground Mortuary, Woodland Chasm, Haunted Mire, Tainted Wood, Viridescent Bog, Twilight Mire, Llanowar Wastes, Darkboar Pathway, Necroblossom Snarl, Golgari Rot Farm, Bajuka Bog, Myriad Landscape, Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse, Broker's Hideout, Cabaret Courtyard, Maestro's Theater, Obscura Storefront, Riveteer's Overlook, 6 forests, and 5 swamps make up the land base for our deck. Ramming Up Excavator, Deathrite Shaman, World Shaper, Honest Rutstein, Skull Prophet, Sakura Tribe Elder, Conduit of Worlds, Spring Bloom Druid, Deathbloom Ritualist, Crop Rotation, Harrow, Soul Ring, and Arcane Signet help us to ramp out and stay ahead of the curve. Eternal Witness, Timeless Witness, Ancient Brass Dragon, Lively Dirge, Underrealm Lich, Life from the Loam, Grisly Salvage, Victimize, Dread Return, Satyr Wayfinder, Izoni Thousand-Eyed, Fiend Artisan, Bramble Familiar, Disciple of Bolus, the Gitrog Monster, Living Death, Villas Broker of Blood, and Runescar Demon help us to dig through our deck and fill both our hand and our graveyard. Dayuthi Voidwalker, Scavenging Ooze, Assassin's Trophy, Reclamation Sage, Cankerbloom, Shriekmaw, Ravenous Chupacabra, Putrefy, Beast Within, Overwhelming Remorse, and Abrupt Decay help us to keep our opponents in line. Toxic Deluge and Vonus Hunger let us reset the board when needed. I know Vonus Hunger isn't a true board wipe, but it does only affect our opponents, and we enjoy those effects because they're funny. Sir Conrad the Grim, Shieldred Whispering One, Reassembling Skeleton, Junji the Midnight Sky, Gravecrawler, Golgari Grave Troll, Golgari Thug, Nyx Weaver, Stitcher Supplier, Old Stick Fingers, Insidious Roots, Lord of Extinction, Mortivore, Rumbleweed, Galta Primal Hunger, and Zapandrel Hunger Dominus make up the core of our deck and how we plan on winning. Now that we have our deck list, we should compare it to our checklist. 53 mana sources split between 39 lands and 13 pieces of ramp. A little heavy, but a lot of our lands and ramp wind up in the graveyard, so it's fine. 18 pieces of card advantage, 11 pieces of interaction, 2 board wipes, 3 pieces of graveyard hate in Scavenging Ooze, Dayuthi Voidwalker, and Bajuka Bog, 1 sudden I win card in Living Death. The whole point of our deck is to fill our graveyard with creatures, lands, and whatever else. Decks like this one are the reason you run Graveyard Hate. But once our graveyard gets big enough, we can cast Living Death to clear the board and bring everything back. I made sure to include several spells that we can cast from the graveyard, as well as reanimation effects so we can flip Grist. But we don't actually need our commander to win the game. Though he does help. But really, all we need is a full graveyard and a mass reanimation effect and the game should be ours. Are you building a Grist Voracious Larva deck? What's your secret deck tech? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuffedits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also want to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Drya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Sean, Mark, Borgie, Nazwin, Midge, Alex, Alex, Conga, Aaron, Chris, Robert, Michael, Skinwalker, Sidewinder, William, Austin, Aaron, Dan, and Pi. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.